this is Barry with American Fork Anglers. Today we're going to talk about how to tie a blood knot. It's also known as a barrel knot. It is the most useful of knots in fly fishing for tying two pieces of mono together, typically ones that are of similar diameter. You can drop in diameter, go up in diameter a little bit, especially when you're tying leaders, but you don't want to have too much of a disparity there because they don't tie very cleanly. It's a very strong knot. And for numerous reasons, and we'll show that to you here in just a minute. Before we get into actually tying a blood knot, let's look at what one should properly look like. Here on the bottom, we'll zoom into, this is two pieces of mono tied together, and that is a clean blood knot and how they should look. Better example to look at a little more closely is the one here on the top, where you can see what the actual knot looks like when it's tied together. And the benefit of these is that the line is coming out straight from the knot on both sides, here and here. And since it is pulling against the knot rather than against a bend in the mono, it is much stronger. To start with, the blood knot is a knot that requires a little bit of dexterity and it requires practice. So what I suggest is that you use some rope or some string to practice it before you actually get out on your actual leaders or lines, whatever you're tying together for fishing. Just practice it on some string or rope first, and you'll find that you can get good at it pretty quickly. So what we're going to do is we're taking the two ends of the mono material that we're going to join together, and we're going to leave about 2.5 to 3 inches of tag on either end. This leaves you a lot to play with to tie the knots together, and there won't be a lot of waste because you can take this up before you actually cinch the knot down. So what we do is we make an X. I take the piece in my left hand, lay it over the piece in my right fingers, and then I bring my thumb and leave my thumb a little bit past my forefinger over here. And the reason for that is that this allows you to, when you make a loop right here, it allows that loop to stay open, right? So that it doesn't close up because you're going to be passing a line through that. So what I do first to start tying is I grab the line over here with my pinky finger on my left hand so that it keeps the line taut. Then I grab the other piece that's coming from my right hand with my thumb and forefinger, and then I'll start making loops. Now, as you'll see, this is going to leave a loop over here by my thumb that I can pass the line through at the end. So I come through, I grab with fingers on my other hand, go once, twice, 3 times, and then we're going to come through a 4th time, and then I grab with these my two middle fingers on my right hand, come around, grab this tag piece, and then we're going to pass this through that loop on the side that we left between my thumb and forefinger on the right hand side, on my right hand. We're going to grab this with my left hand, grab this tag line down here, pull it down, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Pull this piece down so there's a gap between the two pieces of mono. Make sure this tag piece is down here so that it stays out of the way. Then we're going to tie these together and do exactly the same thing that we did before. Just wrapping them around. That's twice, that's 3, and this is 4. Now this time we're going to come underneath and bring this one up through that loop that's left right there. So now we've got 2 tag pieces. Press your thumb over the top. So see the 2 tags that are there? Now what we do is we got kind of a big loop there. So what I do is I come back to this side and I'll pull that in a little bit. Then I pull this side in also to tighten those up so that it makes it easier to cinch the knot down. Now this is where it can be a little tricky. I take my thumb, I put it on my finger on the other side, and then I cinch it down just a little bit. Now this is where I've got to come out of the shot for a sec here, but this is what your knot's going to look like before you cinch it down. Now what you want to do is you want to wet it down, and the reason for wetting it down, I'm going to lick this here. The reason for licking that is that it will prevent the knot from heating up and weakening your lines. And it makes it easier to cinch this up, and then you just slowly pull these together, and then there's your knot. It's a nice clean blood knot. Cinch it down really good and tight, and then you'll take your nippers, clip this off close. By the way, I like this kind of, these are a type of fingernail clipper, and I like these for tying leaders. They're just a little handier to me for clipping off tag ends. Again, cut those tag ends kind of close, and there you have it. That's your blood knot. So give it a try. Go ahead and practice on some string or some rope, and you'll be able to see that a little bit easier. And hope you have some luck with that, because it's the handiest knot you're going to have for tying line together for fly fishing. Thanks for watching.